Thank you all for coming today. This is my favorite part of my job, getting to do things like this. And it's an even more favorite part of my job when I get to do it with the folks from Pinnacle. Hugh and Carla and Tyann, all of us go back to before Pinnacle together. And so of all of my members that I work with, Pinnacle is by far my favorite. I also can tell you that at least half of the events that I do of this type involve Pinnacle. You guys are by far the biggest user of all of our programs in the entire state of Tennessee, and we appreciate that very much. So I'm here to say thank you to you all for the great stewardship of our funding. I'm here to say thank you to all four of the organizations, Rutherford Habitat, Greater Nashville Habitat, the Woodbine Community Association, Urban Housing, for the great use that you all make of our money. We appreciate that very much. So with that, I will present the check to Hugh and Carla on behalf of the Federal Home Loan Bank of Cincinnati. Carla, you come over.
Just smile the way my mask is on.
Really?
I just smile.
We can't tell.
I can see it.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
And really, no kidding. Thank you all very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Todd.
Yeah, thanks, Todd.
I think first, my name's Hugh Queener. I'm with Pinnacle. I'm one of the, I guess I was the number 3 employee at Pinnacle, so I've been around for a while. And I've seen a lot of things. We really value our partnership with the Federal Home Loan Bank. It's been invaluable over the years. I think close to $20 million that we've worked together with on grant funding over those years. Obviously, our community partners in Habitat for the Nashville area, as well as Rutherford County, Urban Housing. We've done a number of projects, I think, with Rusty and Urban Housing, and then Woodbine it's almost feels like every year, Carla. We've done something. So thank you all for your partnership. It's really an honor to be here. I'd also like to recognize some of the other folks here from Pinnacle today. Tyann Powell is one of our key community development leaders. Gina Scott, Brian Bork works in our compliance group, make sure that we're doing everything we're supposed to be doing. But really, Brian's a great partner for us, and over the years, and is doing a fantastic job. And then Joe Bass, Joe does a lot of our communication, and anything you see in the paper, Joe's typically had a finger in it. So thank you there for all you. Also, we had hoped, I don't know if somebody from the Barnes Fund, from Barnes Fund, thanks for being here, as well as THDA, Jeremy from THDA, other partners that we work with in the private public arena. Since we've started, affordable housing has really been one of the cornerstones in our community development efforts. I really work in 2 primary areas. We do a lot of things with other community groups, but it's primarily focused on affordable housing in all of our communities, as well as small business. And this year we're really shifting a lot of the focus in the small business area to minority-owned businesses, businesses owned by people of color, women, veterans, across the board. I mentioned that we've worked with the Federal Home Loan Bank here on about $20 million over the year. But what that needs to translate into is, Carl, this number has to be right. 1,127 single-family homes that's assisted with, as well as 450 rental units. That's a lot of. That's a lot of affordable housing, and we continue to grow that every year. And as you know, we're not only here in Nashville. We're in the major markets in Tennessee. We're also in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. And Georgia, recently in Georgia. So I've asked Carla when we're going to get engaged in Georgia. She's, just trying to keep everything. We're also participating with the Federal Home Loan Bank on disaster recovery programs. That's the tornado last year and some recent flooding that we hope to be able to do some work there. So, again, Todd, I think we couldn't have done it without you guys. So, thanks for your partnership.
Yes, sir.
So at this point, we would like to, we received 4 grants for these local organizations. It was approved last year. It's going to be funded now. We just got the big check. I don't know how we get that through the system.
Yeah.
It
doesn't run through the Micker machine.
It doesn't have any coding on it, so we may have to get a wire. But Carla, let's start here with the first. The first grant is to Woodbine. Okay, Woodbine. Come on down.
Thank you.
Here you go. Here, Carla, you be on that side. Take your mask off.
I'll give you one.
Oh, thank you, Todd.
So Woodbine. There you go. Got it, Joe.
Thank you. Wow, I share Todd's enthusiasm. This is the absolute favorite part of my position in terms of just I love the partnerships, love the contributions. Federal Home Loan Bank, Pinnacle, Carla as a board member, 15 years now with the Woodbine Community Organization. Of course, the Barnes Fund, your partnership, and NBHA. We just absolutely could not do it without you. It's the environment. I think we all know is COVID has complicated what we do. Affordable housing in Nashville was certainly challenging prior to the crisis. However, at this point, with restricted supply, increased material costs, without this is the most complicated, highly leveraged capital stack that we've had, quite honestly, to accomplish. This is actually a 2-phase project, 228 units. The Federal Home Loan Bank's dollars and Pinnacle support is directly supporting permanent supportive housing for 80 of those units. And if not for these funds, we absolutely would not be able to provide this affordable housing. And so I'm so sincerely grateful to all of you. Hugh, thank you again for your support. And that's it. And to my nonprofit partners out there, because again, this is we regularly meet looking at other funding opportunities out there, and so again, I'm so appreciative of your work in the community. Thank you.
Urban housing.
See, next up, urban housing, Brent. Oh, and Kelsey. Sorry. Take you off mask. I've been vaccinated. You don't have to worry about it.
Me too.
All right. Thank you. And kind of building on this theme of partnerships, I'm Brent Elrod. I'm the Managing Director of Urban Housing Solutions. Kelsey Osman, our Senior Manager of Design and Development, here representing UHS. And like Tony said, we are deeply grateful to the Home Loan Bank, Pinnacle, for years of partnership and support of our work. 1996 to today, the Federal Home Loan Bank of Cincinnati has over 200 apartments with urban housing solutions here in Nashville, and $2 million. So that's real impact to the community that lasts. So we're really excited about this award. In particular, this is our first new construction project that we have undertaken with the support of the Federal Home Loan Bank of Cincinnati. And new construction, obviously, we're talking a 50-year impact, and the ability to really change the face of what affordable housing can look like and should look like. So we're really excited about executing our project that will be funded in part through the Federal Home Loan Bank of Cincinnati, AHP Award, 70 apartments, and in sort of it's a great example of what urban housing stands for and what the Home Loan Bank likes to support with the AHP program, because 60 of those 70 apartments will be rental assistance through Section 8 support, and with a preference for people who are previously homeless. So permanent supportive housing for 50 years probably, for folks coming from homelessness, and that I feel like is really the deeply affordable, critically needed affordable housing that the Home Loan Bank and the Urban Housing Solutions, that's what we're in business to do. So really grateful for your support to make that possible. Very also appreciative of THDA and the role that THDA's Housing Trust Fund and National Housing Trust Fund dollars have played to make that project possible. And then, of course, the capital stack, which Tony alluded to, requires debt, and we could not have done this without Pinnacle support. And really appreciate Gina, Carla, you all are the best. So thank you so much for this. We're excited to break ground on this project this year, and look forward to showing you what it turns out to be at the ribbon cutting in a couple of years. So, all right.
Okay, thanks.
Can I leave this here with you?
No, you take it.
My boardroom.
Yeah.
This is Terry.
I want to see it.
Hey, Terry, Habitat, Humanity, and Rutherford.
Sir.
Well, again, the sentiments are the same. We are so proud and honored to have partnerships with Pinnacle, Federal Home Loan Bank. To be able to turn to you guys when we have a need, have a project, and to not be turned away, and to be told that, hey, that's possible, those dreams are possible, is invaluable. Have conversations with you guys, frank conversations about where we want to move our communities and how we want to serve our communities. And you guys allow us to have those conversations, and those are things that we can't have up here. So thank you for being open-minded. Thank you for continuing to support us and providing affordable housing in Rutherford County. Right now the products are non-existent, and our families need the opportunity to buy a home. So we greatly appreciate this. This will go to our new Legacy Point subdivision that we've created in Murfreesboro. 77 future homeowners there, and just help 15 of them buy an affordable housing product in that community that they will grow and thrive in. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you for your partnerships.
And finally, the Habitat here in Nashville, Lucille.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I echo what has been said before in terms of how important this funding is in this market for affordable housing. We're talking about, when we're gathering about how long I've lived in this market. I've lived here 35 years, right? And so I know what the apartment I first rented rents for today. It's not the same price, that's for sure. And so I think that this whole concept of affordable housing is increasingly challenging and difficult, and we cannot do it without the partners that are represented here today. So we thank Pinnacle Bank, we thank the Federal Home Loan Bank. Of course, Barnes Housing Trust Fund has been an incredible supporter of ours in Metro Donelson County, THDA. We use many of those products and others that are not represented here. And just wanted to add a little human side to it as well in terms of the funding. I just wanted to share with you a couple of stories of the folks that will be in the homes that we will be building, supported in part by this Federal Home Loan Bank funding. One of our homeowners works in Metro Nashville Public Schools as a security officer. Another one of the homeowners works at Goodwill as an employment coach. And another one of the homeowners works in financial services, helping people kind of like herself to better their lives through prudent financial management and working towards home ownership. So those are just 3 of the 10 folks that are going to be helped by this funding. We of course have been a recipient of Federal Home Loan Bank funding for many years, and the stories could go on, but it really does change lives. And I just want to express the appreciation of Habitat for Humanity of Greater Nashville. So thank you very much.
I guess that concludes. Todd, do you have anything else?
I just have one. Lucille was talking kind of about the human side of these types of things. We're going to have a financial conference. The Home Loan Bank is hosting a financial conference here in August in Nashville. We were taken around the Country Music Hall of Fame yesterday by a couple of their group sales folks. as a potential venue for a social event. And as we're leaving, the lady that was touring us around, that's their head of sales and catering, said, Federal Home Loan Bank of Cincinnati, did you guys do some disaster recovery stuff in the wake of Katrina where you would help people? And I said, yeah. And she said, well, my family got one of your grants.
That's
Pinnacle
the
Bank.
yeah.
And so, I mean, it's one of those things you run into that. That's happened to me 3 or 4 times in my time at the bank, but it really does show what the real world effect of our partnership can affect people and affect the whole community. So Lucille made me think of that. So that's all I have. Thank you all very much.
We did that with Woodbine right after Katrina. The only thing I want to say is today, you know, 4 of you all were up here talking, and I mean, you all are the heart of affordable housing. I mean, you are the ones that really let us know what's needed, and you know, we continue to look to you all for that support, and we all know that the shoe is about to drop from COVID, so let's just all be sure we stay in touch and know what we can do to help our clients and your clients. So thank you all so much for everything that you do.
Thank you for having us. Yes, thank you.
So good to be with you.